went to the cinema and watched Parasite, the film that won all the awards, the Korean film. Great film, really good. I mean, I can see why it won all the awards. There was loads to the film, you know. There was, without being too much of a film snob, there was lots of things that you could appreciate that they did differently to what you would normally see. And but what I was, and also I don't mind subtitles. I don't mind foreign films anyway. I watch them all the time. It's not great to watch one in the cinema because you know, cinemas are for all the noise and the fucking, you know, the scenery and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit more like schoolwork when you go and watch a cinema, a subtitled film in the cinema. But anyway, I loved it. It was a great film. But I didn't love the cinema that much because I get cinema stressed me out, and I haven't been for quite a while. And I thought I'd go in the daytime. Because I thought there's not going to be a lot of people there anyway, and you know, you got almost the cinema to yourself. And so when I went and I got there bang on the time, they said the time was 2:20, so I got there at 2:20. I walked in there at 2:18, and when I walked in, the cinema was almost empty, and I thought, fucking nice one. Pretty much got the cinema to myself. There was a few people dotted about, you know. It was almost like it was in a porno cinema, you know. Like there's that few people that it can only be like some kind of porn film where they're all hiding in the back in the dark. But anyway, I sat at the back in the posh seats, what they're meant to be. I didn't pay for the posh seats, but I'm all for getting something for nothing. Eating my food out of my bag that I brought, snuck in. But anyway, I sat there and I was like, right, the film's about to start. And all of a sudden, it was all adverts, like fucking adverts off the telly type adverts, you know, for ages. And then people started walking in. And then there was like, they hadn't even done the film adverts yet. And like I was so had to sit there for 25 minutes. Why all people were still walking in, and when they was all walking in, because I sat in the middle, with dead centre at the film, so they all walked in and started dotting themselves around, fucking in the middle. So they like the head started appearing, you know. I didn't want to be on the side and that, so I thought I was like fucking in at the time the film's about to start. That time is just to get you in the seat, and then there was 25 minutes pissing about. There was one guy in there. There was a guy who sat on my row. And he was like munching his fucking food and everything, and I started focusing on all that. So all this was starting to bother me. And they were munching it that loud. There was an old woman and another old woman sat in the row in front, and one of them turned round and like gave him a kind of look, and he was like, "What?" He said, "What?" He said, "You got a problem?" And he said, "The fucking adverts are on." He says, "Well, mate, am I disturbing the fucking advert for margarine? Am I?" Whatever it was. I don't know what was on the screen now, but it was one of the TV adverts. So it was kicking off on that one, and then there was another woman who came and sat in my row on this side, so I started to feel a little bit on edge. And then there was a guy on the row, a couple of rows in front, and he had his shoes off, and he had his feet up over on the seat in front, with just his socks, you know, crossing his feet like that, as if he was in his own house. And there was 3 people sat in the row in front of him, and I thought, you're pissing me off on behalf of those people. I couldn't have your feet fucking in my eye line while I'm trying to watch the film and see your feet, you know, like scratching his feet, itching his feet together, like, and he was doing all that, and I thought, oh man, it was winding me up. So I managed to enjoy the film, but there was a lot of distractions that were not to my liking. And the film was on for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I was sat in that seat for like 3 hours, and I needed a piss. Anyway, great film. Not an overall great experience for me at the cinema. But I'll have to tell you what, tell all your friends, I want this podcast to fucking blow up, because I need to buy myself a home cinema, and I ain't got no money to do it. So I have to go to the cinema. Or I'd rather have watched that film actually in the house. If it was loud and all that kind of action type of film, maybe that one's for the cinema, where you can't hear no other fucker. But when it's like a subtle storyline, everyone's trying to be quiet, but they're being really noisy by even trying to be quiet, because they're going too slowly into their food bags. Now, one guy walked in, his popcorn was bigger than his fucking head. You know what I mean? I thought, he's going to be eating that all fucking day. All day he's going to be eating that, making that noise.